America, the competition is coming to the Southern Heritage Classic. When I talk about the competition, I'm talking about First Take. And y'all might say, who y'all? Y'all compete with Hell yeah, because y'all motherfuckers only got so much time in a day. And I'm competing for your eyeballs just like they are. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't going to sell myself short because I believe we better than them motherfuckers. Matter of fact, motherfucker just told me that yesterday, T. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tiger. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all don't know Tiger. Y'all will. I'm going to do it. Everybody got a story with that brother. You know what I'm saying? World-renowned saxophonist, but he's a viewer. Put it on something. You know what I'm talking about?
Said we the real First Take.
He told me, yeah. He said, y'all the real First Take, and he motherfucking right. You know what I'm talking about? But First Take is coming to the Southern Heritage Classic, and if you're unfamiliar with the Southern Heritage Classic, that's held annually in Memphis. You know what I'm talking about? Jack State versus Tennessee State. Where I'm from, that bring them out.
Oh, no doubt.
My family members gonna travel to that shit.
Been there.
Both my sisters gonna go up that motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? I think my niece has slabbed up there a few times. You know what I'm saying? It's an event.
Yep.
It's an event.
Yep.
This year, that shit is even more eventful. Because now because they didn't have it last year. Okay, so you got Prime in the mix of that shit.
Eddie George now.
You got Eddie George in the midst of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's even more than it used to be. You know what I'm talking about? And before I speak on how I feel about First Take coming to kind of be a part of it, my brother Tim G. Jacobs told me he coming in hot on this shit. I have no idea what this man about to say, America. No idea whatsoever. He just told me he got some shit on his mind when it comes to this. So I'm about to see. T, what the hell you finna say?
What the hell First Take doing there? It's a waste of my time. Stephen A ain't been south. When last time Stephen A been? He come to Texas, right? But it's sexy enough to come to Texas because it's the Cowboys. When he comes to Texas, it's the Cowboys. That's what he coming to Texas for.
I think he went to his alma mater for a joint. You know, he went to HBCU.
Yeah, okay.
Somewhere
Winston-Salem?
Yeah.
He went to Winston-Salem, right? Winston-Salem University? Mm-hmm. Okay. Look, what you there for? Who invited you? That's my question. Who the hell at Tennessee State or Jack State, whoever, or is Stephen A, because we know this is Stephen A's show, or is Stephen A saying, I know Prime, I know Eddie George, I know these guys.
That's what it is.
We gonna come here, we gonna do us a show at Southern Heritage Classic because it's sexy enough right now. You know what? Keep that shit. Keep that shit. The real First Take is here. If anybody need to be at the Southern Heritage Classic, it should be us. We should be there. We should do our shit. Holler at these youngins at the show. Do some interviews. Get the crowd hype. Spit a few bars with the bands. Whatever. Then go to the game. And then, like I used to do back in the day when I used to go to the Southern Heritage Classic, go to Shoney's for breakfast because that Shoney's gonna be packed like a motherfucker the next morning. That's what we did back in the day. I don't really appreciate First Take trying to come down here and do this Southern Heritage thing. I get it. I know it's marketable to a sense, but it don't move the needle for me. So I guess my question is, like I said in the beginning, why you there? Like, what you there for? Like, Max, is Max gonna find him a black broad by the time?
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
What we saying?
Your mouth.
What we saying? Are we saying we qualifying Molly now because she married to Jalen? I mean, like, what are we saying? Ain't no disrespect. I'm just asking the question. Now, Stephen A say, well, I went to HBCU. Sure. Okay, yeah. But a lot of folks didn't know what Winston-Salem University was. A lot of folks don't know about you right now, Stephen A. You want to keep it a buck? A lot of folks don't know about you right now, Stephen A. So the real point of the matter is this. What you going to bring to the table when you get there? That's my whole point. So, because are you going to tell people to go watch that game when it's aired? What's it being aired on? Are we getting the Deuce? We getting the ESPN? What's the game gonna get aired on? How you gonna sell the game? Because you just can't pull your shit up to Tennessee and say, First Take is here. No, tell us about the game. That's what you should be telling the community. Is about this game and about the viewership that should be applied to this game. That's all I got.
So basically, you kind of slick things, Steve, when they trying to just piggyback off
Hell yeah, he piggybacking.
the whole wave around.
He riding my back. He riding me, or whatever. He riding this situation like my son rode my back today, taking pictures with my uncles that came here today,
right?
For the family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just what it is.
It's some ulterior motives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They trying to. Nah. The only thing I will give him though, he did go to HBCU. So I'm and I think he does try to show love to them. But other than that, outside of that, you're absolutely right. You know it. I think motherfuckers so entertained by Stephen A. that the culture kind of let him make it with some of the fuck shit he be doing. Same thing with Charles Barkley. Like we so entertained by Chuck that the culture kind of just let these boys ride with the fuck shit they be saying and stuff. Cause both of them boys just said some fuck shit. In terms of the culture, in terms of our culture, like the shit that we ride for, whether it's Colin Kaepernick, with this shit last year with the whole movement that transpired after the death of George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? These boys, you know what I'm saying, they be kind of all over the place when it comes to that real shit because, they low key. Yeah. They rich black men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They kind of like, I got out the mud, you can too type of black men. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm sure there's some of that piggybacking involved. Yeah. But I still know people gonna be happy to see First Take at this event. I know they're gonna be up in that bitch. They're gonna be live because they probably done seen First Take go live on location to that Dallas, whatever the little place when they go to Dallas.
Go spot
Dallas. And folks be turned up, but when they go to the finals games, you know what I'm saying, back in the day when they used to do that, that kind of shit. People like they want to go there and be able to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So, but you're right. I hope we don't just get. We got to get past you letting these boys make it with some of this fuck shit because they just finally want to put us on TV or some shit like that.
I mean, like, okay, let me ask you a question. So, you remember like when like they say First Take does a Super Bowl, you get or Skip. It's Skip and Shannon, Undisputed. You get how many guest features do you get? Generally, you might get a Mike Irvin, you might get
they get Prime.
They get Prime, they get, you know what I'm saying? They get people coming there to do these guest spots on these shows. So, okay, so First Take, you doing it. What you gonna do? Like, okay, you getting Prime, you getting Eddie George. What else you gonna get?
I would love to see some Jack State legend. I would love to see Case Terry on that bitch. I would love to see somebody from the Payton family on that motherfucker. Right. You know what I'm talking about? I would love to see shit. Give me Jackson State student body president on that bitch.
You know they ain't, you know.
Give me that. I would love to see because this one thing I don't want to lose sight of. We a sports show, but I want to lose sight of the academic part of things. See, my sister professor at Jack State.
Right.
And while we doing, all this shit and stuff with the football side, it's still shit that's going on from the academic side that needs to be, addressed. Yeah. And one thing that can happen with sports can help uplift everything. Right. So you can bring in more revenue, you bring in more eyeballs, you sell more stuff, and hopefully that money is appropriated correctly and it can help everybody rise. You know what I'm talking about? But I would love to see the student body president on that bitch. Tell us how you feel about this event. What this event means to the culture for Jackson State, Tennessee State, and then throw in some. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to see that too. You know what I'm saying? Right. I would love to see something like that. You know what I'm talking about? But cause we need more of that.
We do. We
And,
didn't appeal to what's being offered there at these universities. So like Tennessee State, they in the Ohio Valley Conference.
mhm.
Jack State, they in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, SWAC, very notable. A lot of people don't really know Tennessee State is in the OVC, Ohio Valley Conference. But it's kind of like, okay, for the show in itself, we know the bands are gonna be somewhere around that.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
right. So
yeah.
you're gonna get
That's the.
Tennessee State, you're gonna get the Boom, you're gonna get that. But what does the rest of that time look like for that show? Like, what does that show look like for me? You know what I'm saying? How genuine is that show? Like, is Stephen A gonna be like fully embraced into this Southern Heritage Classic because it's Memphis, it's Beale Street, it's this game, this is a big deal? Because I'm kind of wondering, why didn't they really just like put their name or put their show with the Florida A&M Jackson State game?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of my question, because that's like the kickoff. That starts SWAC season as a whole, and it's got a name to it, an event. Why didn't First Take just grab that game, knowing Florida A&M, as we just said in the earlier segment, Chad Johnson was like, Florida A&M coming. So it's just kind of weird to me what, and I guess maybe that because Eddie George and Deion Sanders are two NFL names, maybe that's just boom, attach yourself to that. We go do this show real quick, get on back to Bristol, Connecticut, and we keep it moving.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel as authentic to me.
But and we'll talk about this a little later. ESPN got a lot of shit going on when it comes to race right now with the whole Rachel Nichols, Maria Taylor situation. They've had a lot of shit going on in the past with race in terms of Jamel Hill, Dan Lebatard, you know what I'm saying, who's of Cuban descent, Michael Smith, you know what I'm saying, who was Jamel Hill partner. So they got a lot of shit. So, you know what I'm saying, this helps the company overall to try to do some shit like this. You know what I'm talking about? But at the end of the day, it's kind of like what I used to tell my youngins, you know what I'm saying, that went to, I used to tell the Weatherspoon boys when they were up there at Mississippi State. I'm like, bro, y'all up here at that school, these motherfuckers trying to use you, you know what I'm talking about, you need to use them. You know what I'm saying? Try to use them to your benefit to goddamn get to the league or just get to the professional ranks, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing here. We know these folks trying to come, they're going Stephen A does have ties to HBCU. I ain't underselling that. You know what I'm saying? But I also know, and Stephen A always tell y'all this, he's a capitalist. He is a capitalist, you know what I'm saying? And so this helps the ESPN brand come to this HBCU event, kind of try to, we got our biggest star who happens to be a black man, and he went to HBCU. It makes sense.
Highest paid star.
Highest paid, and the head coaches of these two schools were NFL guys that are, I know Prime is cool with him. He always called Prime his brother. I'm assuming that Eddie George is cool with him. So it makes sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to make dollars as well. You know what I'm talking about? So don't just think these motherfuckers coming on no philanthropic type of shit like they just showing love. You know what I'm saying? They know it's benefits to it. You know what I'm talking about? So, but First Take will be there. You understand? So, America, y'all chime in. Tell us what y'all think about First Take coming to the Southern Heritage Classic. Put it on something. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me across all social media platforms. Like the videos and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit StatementTeesLLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.